Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Been sorting through all my mail calls, hunting, all the bags and knives that I have. And I've been through them and taken out projects from each one and put them aside. Came across this one. Two little knives. Well, not so little. And this is from Florida Jack. Sent the mail call. And I put these in this bag and I was trying to remember why, and now I remember. They're both just a little unusual. Not your norm. Let's check them out. So what I'm talking about is these two red rockets, we'll call them. And like I said, they're both kind of unusual. This one, to be honest, I forgot all about, and I remember seeing this and thinking, wow, I didn't know that. And what it is, it's a fish knife. Look at this thing. It's huge. Right? Look at the blade. It's different. See that? It's a clip, but it's not that long, sweeping clip. The tool is what you'd expect. But it's huge. Let me show you what I mean. Here's I believe this is an Imperial. Yep. And this is a big Imperial. See that? Right? Look at the clip. It's huge. Got the tool, everything, right? See it in my hand. And then you got this guy. You see the differences here? They have the same tools. The blade's a little different, but look at the handle. It's not even close to your normal fish knife that we used to. And this is a big one from Imperial. Here's another one. Huh, it's Imperial. Look at the sizes. Way, way, way bigger, right? Compared to this guy, look at the blades. I mean, this one doesn't have the tool, but still, the size. Look at it in my hand. Look at this guy in my hand. And the blades, well, not even close. And I thought, I wonder who's making this guy, right? Well, shock and horror, it's one of my favorite Euro guys. See that? Richards, right? The lighthouse guys. Well, I call them the lighthouse guys, but it's actually a street lamp on the tank stamp there. See it over here? I like these guys. Now, they're out of England, and they were around for a long, long time, and they were one of the most successful folding knife manufacturers ever. When I say successful, financially successful. They did better than anybody else. Well, not surprisingly. They make good stuff. Anywho, this is it. A Richards fishing knife. Didn't even know they made them like this over the pond. So we got this guy. Now, if you look at the scales on this, see that? Looks like that vinyl, right? And I'm thinking that this has been redone because they look brand new, which is cool. They did a good job. I looked at it. Don't know if I can do any better than that. But wait, we might have an opportunity to see how good my handling is with vinyl, right? Why? This guy. Look at this. Okay. See the badge? Dead giveaway. Must be Imperial, right? See the tank stamp? Yeah, nor can I. Let me get the other one. And there it is there. See that? Yeah, it's Imperial. But it gets better. There it is there. Look at that. What do you see that's different there? And that's a sheep's foot. On a camper? Never seen that before. And I don't know if somebody's been switching, swapping and whatnot with the blades. It's pretty beat up. It's missing, well, the bail. And look how big the hole is. Yeah, it gets better. Let's look at the blades here. This thing has been modified. I'm assuming, because I don't know if this came from the factory like this. Here we go. We got a sheep's foot, right? That's unusual on a camper. And then you have your bottle opener and flat. Oh, wait, no, that's not a flat screwdriver. It's just, well, pointy. See that? And of course you got your can opener, and nobody's fiddled with that. That looks pretty normal to me. And then you look at this. Now here we go. Was that a clip? And I'm looking at it, and that blade comes down, this comes down, and it comes to a flat point here. It almost looks like they were making it into an electrician style tool, right? There's your flat screwdriver that we normally see here. What is going on here? I don't know. Anybody know about this? I tell you, whoever did it did a really good job. The blade, this has been sharpened, kind of, sort of, needs to be cleaned up, but you can see that it was sharpened. Now, was that a clip or a spear? Maybe it was a spear. I don't know. But they cut the tip off, whatever they did, and made it into a flat screwdriver because there isn't one there anymore. Pretty unusual, isn't it? And of course the scales are pretty beat up. So, I just said, these guys did a good job. I want to see if I can do as good a job as they did on this. With this one. But we're going to change the color because I want to use slightly thicker vinyl. And the thickest one I have is not this color. Change the scales on this, well, the skin on this, and well, it needs a good clean. It's pretty beat up. And let's see if we can kind of sort of come up with a bail or something to fill these nasty, nasty holes that are pretty beat up. Don't know how we're going to do that. But hey, nothing succeeds like persistence, right? So, clean up, new scales. And this guy just needs a cleanup. Let's have at it. So here we are with these two guys. This guy just needs a good clean and polish, a little bit of rust on the blades. Everything else, it looks pretty good. You know, we just need to make it shiny. It's kind of sort of sharp. We'll clean that up. So this guy just needs a cleanup. This guy kind of needs a miracle. So like I said, we're going to replace the skins here, and we got to clean up the blades, which means, yep, it's a clamshell. And looking, it's an unusual one because it's a big clamshell. And it's unusual because if you look at the end there, see that? That's where you expect to take it off, right? And slip it off the other side. Well, you can do that here as well, except not on this side. On one side you can, but not that side. So we got to do it from here. We'll take those off. That'll get us access a little bit more easily to the blades and clean them up. And then we'll put skins on here. What skins? I'll show you in a minute, right after we clean the other guy. So with this guy, if you look, there is a couple of spots. with rust on it. We want to get rid of that, and the same on the tool. Just want to get rid of those. We want to get rid of them, but we want them to look better. So I am going to start with 500, and then we'll go to 2000 afterwards, and then 10. And we'll see how we're doing. So here we go, off to the races. Don't have to press hard, remember. You just want to get rid of those spots, or reduce them as much as you can. We just want to make it look shiny, right? Like that. That's 500. Let's do the other side. So there's the tool, and I went over the spine here. Didn't really touch these. They're pretty clean. There's a couple of scratches on it, but I think I'm just going to hit that with 2000 and then 10 on the rest of the stuff. It was just the blades that I wanted to just touch up. So the little rust spots are not as obvious anymore, and I went over the well quickly as well. So what I'm going to do now is go to 2000 and then on to 10,000. I'll show you the end. And here we are at 10,000. This was in really good condition. I didn't have to do much at all with it. I am going to polish it, but I'm not going to polish it now. I'll polish it once we're done with that other ne'er-do-well, which is going to take a lot more work. So there you go, 10,000. So this guy. We're going to take him apart. We'll take off the old covers here, and we'll clean him up and see if we can fix this up. It's pretty beat up. Maybe do some beating with a hammer and smooth things off a little bit. Maybe look a little rounder, and then we'll put covers on. So let's get these off without breaking any tabs. The horror. Now, this guy has been taken apart before. If you look at that tab, it's not all the way in, which makes my life a lot easier because I'll be able to hook underneath it and bring it up really slowly. And I'm not doing much with this. Let's get my favorite little tool out. This guy again that I keep promising to make a new handle for. I don't know if I need to though, because it fits right in there perfect. You see that? Now I'm going to lift up really slowly and get it over there, like that. You don't want to be bending that little tab there too much, because you don't know how many times it's been done. And there we are. Okay, this one's in pretty good. Ooh, hate it when it does that. There we go. Is that enough? Nope, we need to go a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Like that. And there we are. This piece here. Well, we'll see what we can do. And yeah, needs a good clean. I think I'm going to dip this, and while it's soaking, we'll take care of them. Use the Evapor Rust again. This is probably the 10th time I've reused it, so I'm about ready to go get some more. We'll let that soak for a couple of 100 minutes. Give it a rub with the wire brush. This guy here. Dip it again, let it sit for a bit, and then wash it all off. So now we're just going to take these off. It is pretty thick, but I can almost see through it. But I want to change it. It's so bad, I've got to change it anyway. So you can see. Pretty nasty underneath. This, like I said, is an Imperial. But it doesn't feel or look like one. It looks. Clean these up before we put the skin, the new skin on. So this is the vinyl I'm going to use. This was actually the first I bought. It's really good. I like it. It's really thick, and it is the premium. I don't know if you can see that there. It's the premium, and it's from Cricut. I got it at Joann's, the local Joann's here, but yep, just like everything seems to be happening right now, they closed down here. They just don't have enough business. Unfortunately, Faribault's a pretty small place, and you know, they're right next to Walmart, who has, you know, there's competition. This is what I'm going to use, and this color is maize yellow. Very cool. I'm just going to cut 2 strips about that big, and we'll use that. So now we've got to clean these up. You want them to be really clean, as little dirt or whatever on it as possible, so that you're going to get a nice smooth finish with the vinyl and it'll stick. So these require quite a lot of cleanup. So I've got 500 to 600 here, and I'm just going to get as much off as I can. Got a little pick here. I want to get into these edges here, right along the shoulder, because you want it to stick. You don't want that to start peeling up, because you'll catch it and pull it. And especially around these little knobs, I suppose they fake pins. And the edge of the shield here, same thing. Okay, so here you can see I've gone through, taken off all the rough stuff, got into their little nicks, and the crannies that are in here, even did the inside because it folds over and has to stick there. So this area needs to be clean as well. Now I'm going to go over it with some alcohol just to get any excess dust and that off. One thing I did do was go over these tips with 1000 grit, because I want them shining right now. I don't want to be rubbing after I've done it on them, because what happens is the vinyl heats up and the dust from here sinks into the vinyl. So if you shine these now, you don't have to worry about it afterwards. If you look here, hopefully you can see this. See these dents? Ooh, not a lot you can do about that. You can try and make them better. I have tried. Once this stuff kinks or bends, almost impossible to get it nice and smooth again. I'm just going to leave them, because if I start banging on these, I might damage it. When we put the vinyl on, you're going to actually see them. Is it a problem? Not really. I want to clean these up though. These 2 holes are really ugly, and we're going to have to find a bail that's going to fit in there so that it looks kind of reasonable. but you can see this one's been bent in. So I'm going to do that now very quickly. But I went and bent that tab. Oh boy. Gonna have to be really careful with that. There we go. Ooh. Maybe a little touch more. Oh my. Okay. All right. Better there. It was pushed in. Let's clean them up and get the vinyl on. Get this, just about any pharmacy will have it. It's from Walmart. I'm going to start with the easy one first, he says. And if you look here, didn't cut these very straight, but this is. And that's what I want to line up on this edge. Squish it down and we'll trim this off once it's on. So, okay. These are my nifty 650 tools. These are really good for this because they really cut fine. And I have these, and these were, it's rubber. Can you see that? It bends over. And I've got a hard point here. The same thing for this. It's rubber. And they're good for rubbing out the bubbles, allegedly. So, here goes nothing. You know what I forgot to do? Heat this up. I need to get my heater. So I'm going to put this on low. Now I've got a bubble issue where the false pins are. So I've got to get the bubble air out. Just going to make a hole there. Let's work that air to the bubble. Now I'm going to work it. I'm just pulling it around like this. Becomes a little bit more flexible. And there we have it on there. Now the trick is we've got to cut around these. But what I'm going to do is let it cool and sit. did that one sit? I have to hold my breath when I'm doing it. I get out of breath. Okay, well, let these guys sit here for a while. I'm hungry. I need to get fuel. We're going to have something to eat. Got to feed the boss. I'll be right back. The boss is visiting. She's fed. She's happy now. My big X-Acto knife, I couldn't find a new blade, so I'm going to use the little one, which is probably better anyway. It's much sharper. So now what we got to do is trim everything down. So there we are there. I didn't record it. I got a phone call halfway through and I forgot to press record after I was done. But we done. And you can see there are lumps. They're actually not air bubbles. There's something underneath. I don't know if you can see them there. Like a couple of little lumps. So that's that. I gave this a rub, took it upstairs, washed it off, and there it is there. You can see most of the rust is off, so now we need to clean it. Shine it up, get it all shined up, and then put the covers on and sharpen it. Right? So here we are at the 5-600 and a little bit shinier, and now I'm going to go to 1000 and then 2 and then 10,000. You know, when you do this, you want to do the parts everybody's going to see, which is going to be the edges, the well, the tools. They're not going to see this because they're going to be covered by the clamshells. So here we are at, oh my, I'm losing my voice. So here we are at 10,000. Nice and shiny. So I'm going to put the scales back on, polish both of them, and sharpen. I'm not sure if I should sharpen this one though. It has been sharpened before, but looking at it now, I think, I don't know. Still don't know if this was factory or not. Looking at the pinning, it looks pretty, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. What do I know? Let's put the scales on. Now the other side. Oof. Okay, that's not going to work. We need to bend it up a little bit more. And then you can slide it on. Make sure it's in the bottom. I push down on the bottom and slide it in. Just like that. And then squeezing it together. There we go. Yeah. And there we are. Got to make a bail for it. Oops, forgot about that. I do like the idea of this. I like the idea of it. It's pretty cool. It's different. See about a bail. So I've got this. This is actually from your wire hanger. And I want to see if it's got that huge hole. That might work. Have that going in there. It has to go. It's unusual already, so now I've got to find something to bend that around. Ooh. Ha! I wonder. I'm going to bend it in the vise. Okay, I've bent it like that. Oops. I think it'll work. Now I've got to cut this and bend it the same. This is not as easy as it looks. Now we have to cut it to fit. Oof. All right, let's try and get it on without scratching or beating anything up. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to clean the insides. But it'll be all right. Not perfect, but we have a bail. Kinda. Time to polish. This polish heats up the blade quickly. There you are. Clean up nice. I'd like this color though. It's not quite yellow and it's not quite whatever. What do they call it? Yellow maize? Something like that. But that works. Now we just need to sharpen both blades, I think. This one I don't think is meant to be sharpened because it's flat at the end here and sharp along here. But we'll see. Ooh. polish this guy. I don't even know if it needs it. This is a pretty knife. Look at that. Right? I like this. I like this knife. It's different. It's not your normal fisherman, right? A little different to what we used to. Let's put a little bit of oil in him, because we've got to get all those rubbings out. Oh. Alrighty. Very exciting. Now we got to sharpen them. Nice. Nice. Pretty. So there you go. Richard's fish knife, the European version, which I gotta say, it's pretty sturdy. It's got quite a blade on it. Probably not really more designed to fillet like the USA version, and yeah, it's just thinner. But this is still a good blade. Can do a lot of damage. You can do some heavy stuff with it. Just different. The handle is different. Same tools, slightly different blade. Very solid, heavy, got some bulk to it. Very nice. And Richards, very cool. Another Richards for my collection. I have a couple of them and I really like them. I haven't been disappointed in them at all. Now this guy, yeah, who would have thunk, right? What an unusual knife. And I feel that it's been modded, because typically Imperial doesn't put 2 tank stamps on a knife, right? I don't know. Well, whatever it is, it's pretty cool. Is it a campo? I suppose so. Difference is you got a sheep's foot here and kind of sort of a modified electrician's tool. Can opener, bottle opener with a point on it. So there's your flat screwdriver that you'd normally have on the bottle opener. And of course we replaced the scales on it, well, the skins, and it cleaned up. Very nice. Very happy with this guy. Something different, you know. If it has been modded, I still like it. You tell me what you think. Comments below. If you know it's something special and you know about it, let me know. I just think it's been modded. So there you go, campers. 2 very unusual fishing knife, camper knife. A little off the norm for both. And of course, put the bail on this guy. It's not the perfect floppy bail, but it'll work. And you can see it there. You will be safe out there. It's winter time. I've been slipping and sliding outside in the ice and the snow, shoveling, because why? We've had a lot of snow, and for me to get out of the cottage in the truck, I've got to dig snow first. And underneath the snow, there's ice, so be careful. However, if you live in the south, be careful anyway. Come to Minnesota, live a little dangerous. What can I say? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. A lot of projects, fun times, great mail calls, lots of projects. It's good. Keeps me busy. Keeps me out of trouble. Idle hands and all that good stuff. Just saying. And speaking of ice and snow, ice on the lakes, it's forming. You know what that means, right? Got to pull out all the ice fishing stuff. Go through it all and get all prepped for ice fishing. Woot! Just saying. Thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And we'll see you again soon.